What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean, the podcast. I'm Uncle Sean, and it is a pleasure to be here once again, making an appearance. First thing I want to do, get this out the way, is kick a black fact with you. I'm going to give you a twofer, because they go together. In the year of 1892, a foundational black America by the name of Samuel R. Scranton invented the curtain rod. In 1892, Samuel R. Scranton invented the curtain rod. And in the year of 1896, a brother by the name of William S. Grant invented the curtain rod support. We salute both of those brothers. Thank you for your contribution to making our homes beautiful. Now, I'm going to try to get two things in today, but I was originally going to talk about the second thing that I'm going to talk about, time permitting. But then something came to my attention that I feel needs attention. Huh? Yeah. Listen. Family members and people that you really rock with in your family. Like, you know how you got certain family members that you rock with, you talk to them, you call them, y'all call each other, and you know, you kind of understand them, or you think you understand them. And as time goes on, maybe the bond lessens a little because life's, you know, everybody's got things that's going on with them. And if you don't live in the same proximity with somebody, sometimes you kind of lose a little track of them a little bit. You know, you don't call as often. You don't talk as often. Y'all don't link up as often, you know. You don't see each other very often or whatever. But you still got love for this person, you know, or these people. And something happens. Okay, fuck it. You know, I'm gonna give y'all the scenario. Okay, I got a family member who recently lost a parent. Okay, now the parent that they lost, they did not feel like who's also my cousin. He had two children, and I'm not gonna go into the backstory of what, why, how, but anyway, they don't feel like, his children does not feel like he was a good father or a father at all with them. Okay? Now, that's none of my business or whatever, but it's family. So you just know things, right? So this father of the two cousins, he became ill with, you know, a terminal prognosis. Now, his children, they knew about it, and they elected to not go see him, not offer any kind of assistance with his care. I'm aware that there were some phone calls made to speak with him while he was ailing, but I can personally say that a week or two before he actually passed, that I spoke with my male cousin, his male child, and told him, look, it's not looking good for your dad. It's like in the end of the end of the line type time. You might want to see about him or go see him or whatever. And the response that I got back, because this was like via text, was he pretended like he didn't know what I was talking about, or or what was going on or whatever. So I left that alone. At the time, I was out of town. I didn't have time to, deal with it or whatever, because I knew that he knew at least enough to where he would follow up and go see if if that's what he was interested in doing. Okay? So the thing about it is that his old man, he passed away, and they started making funeral arrangements, and the people who made the funeral arrangement, other family members, not his children, other cousins made the funeral arrangements. And in the beginning, both kids said that they would not be able to attend the funeral because of previous engagements.
Huh? What?
Yeah. They had other shit to do. They couldn't attend the funeral because they had other shit to do that was more important that they could not get out of.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what they said. Now, there were some people who were upset about that. Me personally, I didn't get upset. Why didn't I get upset? Number one, it ain't my business like that. Yeah, it's family business, but that family unit, that's on them. When my parents passed, me and my sister did what we thought we were supposed to do as the children of our passed on parents. And maybe that's because we had what I consider to be and what my sister considers to be good parents. Okay? Well, the arrangements were made. I went to the funeral. The daughter and her husband, they showed up. The son, he did not. As a matter of fact, he texted me and he said, when I get off of my trip, I'm going to call you. Okay. I think I replied okay or whatever. And my personal feelings on it was, damn, homie, I know, you and your father's relationship wasn't all of that or whatever, but it doesn't look good where almost everybody and their mother knows that in the case of a death of a parent, most trips can be postponed or canceled. They usually have some type of provision for an emergency situation like that. Understand? So for you to just be like, well, I ain't even gonna try to, because I've already paid for it, I'm going. I don't, even if you don't care about your father that passed, how could you go on a trip and have a good time knowing that while you're on the trip having a good time, the funeral for your father's going on? And, oh, you know, okay, so you hate your father. That's about as near as I can figure. Now, this cousin has never told me in those words, but obviously, when you decided and you knew you had a trip coming up and you knew he was in grave illness and you didn't start even looking into, hey, what's going to happen if this happens during this time or whatever. Or you didn't take off from your job or whatever and say, I need to go see my dad for a couple of days. He's gravely ill or whatever. So to me, you don't give a fuck. Okay, that's fine. You have a relationship with your parent or sibling or whatever that nobody else has. It's your relationship with them. So if you don't give a fuck, fine. Who can, you know, people can have their opinion, but nobody can really, you know, legitimately judge you on the way you feel about your relationship with this person. I get it. And that's why I don't trip on stuff like that, because I understand this. You know, somebody loves the person that you hate. Somebody hates the person that you love. I get it. My relationship with you is not the same relationship as his or her relationship with you. I get it. But here's where, to me, it gets a little low frequency. I hear, now the cousin came back off their trip, but they didn't call me. They called their grandmother, their father's mother, who's already in an emotional state because no matter what you felt about him, you know how she felt about him. Okay? Now, from what I hear through the grapevine, is that this cousin calls up his grandmother, his father's mother, less than a week, a couple of days removed from the funeral that he did not attend, and asked about how much insurance money is he looking to get.
Huh?
What?
Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? Now listen. I haven't spoke to him. So I can only assume that it's true because the person who told me wouldn't lie to me, and I don't think that I think the grandmother is the one that told her. So that's low frequency as hell. Now, listen, like I said before, I understand somebody's relationship with somebody's not the same as yours. Okay, if you don't fuck with your father while he was alive, didn't want to go to the funeral, because that's what it was. You didn't want to go. And then the first thing you do when you get back is ask about some insurance money for you? Nigga. Dog. Listen, I don't know if he watching my videos or not. I doubt it, but it's possible he can see this. But I'm not gonna call him, but when he calls me, I'm gonna let him talk and I'm gonna see what he says. But if he doesn't mention this, I'm going to mention it to him simply because I thought better of this person. I thought they were the type to stand on some shit that they believed in. If you hate your father, or you don't like him, or you don't fuck with him, then why are you calling and asking about money from insurance? And you ain't even show up to the funeral. You didn't go see him while he was sick and down. You know, You didn't give a fuck, and that's fine. You're entitled to not give a fuck. But then to care about the money, bro, you look bad. You look bad. That's literally some low life shit. I'm just gonna say it. I consider that to be some low life, man, bruh. Oh, it's something. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say to him on here when I talk to him, because that's some deeply personal shit. But there's a chance that me and this cousin may have a falling out, which we have never had. You know? But I'm not the type to sit up and, first of all, I'm not going to co-sign some bullshit. I ain't going to do it. I don't co-sign bullshit. Now, if I don't think something is some bullshit and you do, you might think I co-sign bullshit. But as long as I don't think it's some bullshit, to me it ain't no bullshit. But if I think it's some bullshit, it's some bullshit. I don't co-sign bullshit. So I can't imagine anything he could say to me that'll make me feel like, oh, yeah, I understand, that's cool. No. If I don't fuck with you, you can't leave me no money and I want it. That's just me. I don't want nothing from you. I'm not going to try to get nothing from you or your estate or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to try to reap no benefits from you because I didn't fuck with you when you was here. Now I'm going to fuck with your money? I wouldn't give a fuck if you did leave me some money. I don't fuck with you. I don't want that shit. Give it to charity. Now, I don't know cuz it's financial or whatever. I ain't no pocket watcher. But you just went on a trip. Usually people that go on trips, that means they had some money. They wasn't living hand to mouth. So it couldn't be, I need some money, I'm desperate. So the only thing that's left is, hey, let me, I almost said what I said I wasn't going to say on here. No, you know what? No, I ain't going to say it. Anyway, I'm going to leave that right there. You might have some people in your family that's kind of similar to that. You know, they don't want this, but any benefits that they can reap, you know, the type of person who never came over to help take care of the sick person, and when they pass away, they at the house picking out shit that they want out the closet, out the drawers, going through the jewelry box and shit. We all know people like that in our family who just opportunists. They vultures. They pick over the scraps of the dead folks. Yep, a vulture. And I'm gonna leave that right there. The next thing I want to talk about right quick is justice for black folks. I was looking at the Nolan Wells case, and they say that it is going to the grand jury, and that white lady, the DA, is got to present the case to the grand jury. And my prediction is they ain't going to indict no goddamn body. They know motherfucking well. Listen. When the mother had to go and ask for that boy's phone, you already knew what it was. Why in the hell do I have to go and ask for the phone when you know, number one, it ain't yours? My son is missing, or I don't know if they'd already found his body or what by then, but at the very least, he's missing. You have his phone. Why? Then they get the phone and stuff has been erased? Come on now. That was probable cause enough right there to shit. I don't know if some deep questioning, at least some interrogation. These are young adults, so their parents don't have to be in there for them to be interrogated at 18. Now they can't have a lawyer, but listen, as a black person in America, you might have to produce your own justice if you want justice. There's a good chance that you're going to have to produce your own justice. And for that to happen, sacrifices may have to be made that have to be made. Like I said in a previous podcast, if you don't draw the line at your children, where do you draw the line? Sitting around heartbroken, and then they tell you, oh, we don't have enough evidence to indict. We don't have a main suspect to arrest or nothing. So you're just going to have to suffer the loss of your loved one. Too bad. We're sorry. That's it. And you know that your child went out with these folks. You may have to produce your own justice. You know, that's just the way it is. And and I think that once that happens, then they'll understand. A few people, a few times it's going to have to happen where justice was produced by the aggrieved people, and then they'll say, oh shit, well, you know what? We might need to change our racist philosophy. Because it went from where one person could have been arrested and went to jail to now all these people laid down. You know? But yeah, I don't think they're going to come back with they're not finna, no. I don't see them coming back with with anybody being indicted and arrested for the murder of that young man, Nolan Wells. And I'm sorry to say that, but I don't have the faith in the justice system. I don't have the faith in the law, and I damn sure don't have no faith in the state of Mississippi. This has been another episode of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean, the podcast. I'm Uncle Sean, and this show was funded, written, produced, performed, directed by me, and I'm Uncle Sean. Fuck peace.